Welcome to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tijerina.
And I'm Cathy Tijerina, and we are the co-creators of TYRO.
TYRO is a Latin word which means apprentice, novice, someone learning something new, a warrior. Woo!
Now, we didn't create the word. What we created were TYRO programs, which is a whole suite of programs to help any individual overcome any obstacle or challenge that they're facing.
And the key thing to overcoming life's trauma, life's drama, life's challenges is understanding how to activate key principles in your life that will see you all the way to the end, that will get you to the other side, that will help you achieve success no matter where you're at in life.
You see, Ron spent 15 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit, and the boys and I did the time on the outside. But through that experience, we learned the foundational principles and how to practice those principles in order to build a strong, thriving family that could overcome any obstacle. And that's our passion, is to help you do that.
And when you think about going to prison for a crime you didn't commit, the truth is, I should have been there. Even though I was innocent when I was convicted of, the reality is, I was not a man of my word. I was not a man of honor. I was not a man of good character. Because why? I was a lame. My thinking was stuck in darkness. My thinking was stuck in the muck and mire of life and trying to hustle, trying to do things, trying to circumvent a true healthy process on how to live, how to thrive, and how to become successful.
Ooh, so today we're going to talk about one of these key principles. And so what we're going to ask you is to really evaluate, what is stopping you? What is keeping you from reaching your highest potential? What is stopping you from reaching your dreams?
So you don't want to miss this episode. So thank you for joining us, and come right back because we got something good for you.
TYRO Dads will help you to see who you really are on the inside by coming to terms with your past, present, and future. You will begin to move forward by using your time on the inside to transform yourself. We know you're not the only one serving time. Your family is too. Overcoming the issues that existed prior to and during incarceration are often more than what many families can survive. TYRO Dads has a unique method of reaching and healing families based on Ron and Catherine Tijerina's own personal experiences. TYRO Dads works exclusively with incarcerated fathers who have minor children. The program lasts for 10 weeks and focuses on intensive character development. You'll be taught to take responsibility for your actions, to own it. You'll be prepared to overcome the obstacles of incarceration and transition back into your home and community, both successfully and permanently. Upon successful completion of this program, you will earn the title of TYRO, which means a warrior, someone learning something new. You will be one of the honored, a man worth following. If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO, or you want to know more, contact your local project facilitator or your institution staff.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tijerina.
And I'm Cathy Tijerina.
And today we're talking about what's stopping you from achieving your greatest potential. What's stopping you from becoming successful? What is stopping you from achieving your highest destiny?
And you may not have ever even thought about it. And so today we're going to really challenge you. What is holding you back? And I want you to ask yourself that question right now with me.
What is holding me back?
One more time.
What is holding me back?
What is stopping you? You have to be able to identify the things that you really want and what is the obstacle in front of you that's stopping you from living up to that, from stopping you from doing something that you really want to do.
So when Cathy says we're going to challenge you, because this sometimes can be scary, to really examine yourself, to really deal with the issues in your life, the challenges in your life, your thought process, maybe the things you've done in the past or was said to you as you were growing up. What is stopping you from reaching your greatest potential? And usually what it is you.
Right. I remember when Ron was in prison and I had this opportunity. I kept seeing this job and it was posted and I'm watching it week after week. And I felt this like really strong desire. I really wanted to apply for this job. So I tell Ron, hey Ron, there's this position and I just think it sounds like a dream job. It's going into schools, it's working with youth, it's helping youth establish and set goals and reach those goals. And Ron's like, well, why don't you apply for it? I'm like, well, because it has a specific degree listed that I don't have. And so, you know what? I'm not going to even apply.
So in this story, when she's telling me this, I'm like, are you kidding me? You are the real McCoy. You're the real deal. You're exactly what the people are looking for. And I said, in fact, they don't want somebody who has experience coming out of a book. They want the book itself. They want the real McCoy teaching these principles.
And so I'm like, oh, I don't know. So I don't do it. And you know how I'm feeling? You do know how I'm feeling because I know you've been there too. Like I'm just self-defeated and I'm feeling less and less worthy. My self-confidence, it just keeps going down because I keep telling myself all the reasons why I can't apply.
And so when Cathy I ask her, follow up, right? So did you apply for that job? Of course, your answer is no, I didn't. My question is, what's stopping you? Why are you letting your own mind battles, your own self-defeat, why are you blocking your own 3-point? Take the shot!
Yes, so finally I said, okay, oh my gosh, I'm tired of feeling like this. So I sent in my resume, I filled out my application, I waited a couple weeks, Ron says, call them. And I said, no, they would have called me. Call them. So I said, okay, I'm gonna call them tomorrow. So I pick up the phone, I call, and the lady who made the decisions and interviews had been on vacation for 2 weeks. She had just gotten back, and they said, the secretary says, wow, I was just gonna call you in for an interview. And then I ended up getting the position. And so I use that story as an example of what is it we're talking about? We're talking about what is stopping you when you have an opportunity or you see an opportunity. You see something you really want to do, but something stops you from actually acting on it.
And the key principle that was actually causing Cathy to really block her own 3-point where she was afraid to take that shot was the fear of failure, right?
Of rejection.
The fear of rejection.
Yeah.
And these are real entities. These are real feelings and they're legit feelings. So you are going to feel fearful of rejection. You are going to feel fear of failure, right? But the greatest thing about failure is not fatal.
And it's never final.
It's never final.
Unless you give up. I have failed over and over and over again, and I have learned so much that I don't actually count those as failures. I thought, wow, look at what I learned by not achieving what I wanted to achieve. And so as we talk today, we're going to really help you identify why it's so important to stop letting those things block you. And literally, how do you move from a place of being frozen by fear, whatever that fear is, and stopping yourself and moving into a place of success?
You know, I know when I was incarcerated, when I wanted to change some behavior modifications in my own life, right? Trying to grow up. One of the things that stopped me from doing something different to have a different outcome was peer pressure.
Oh,
you know, what
yeah.
would guys say to me? You know, if I didn't want to hang out with this group of guys anymore and I wanted to hang out with the guys who were in the law library or guys who were always reading or doing something different, and I stopped hanging around this group of people, what are they going to say? You know, that type of fear is real, it's legit, but there comes a time where you got to find that courage. And we're going to talk about courage, being courageous. When you're ready to step out and embrace, you might fail.
If
Right?
you're letting your past dictate your future, then you're not fulfilling your greatest potential. What's stopping you is your own mind battle. And so you have to ask yourself, what am I thinking? What is it in my thought process that is stopping me from actually achieving something I really want to do? And it can be something really simple like going to talk to a teacher that you think that is treating your child unfair. It can be something that simple and you're not doing it because something in your thinking is stopping you from acting on your child's best behalf.
And when we talk about our thinking, we talk about practice makes permanent. So sometimes we got to change the way we think in order to change the outcome in our life.
That's
right?
exactly right. Because if what you're doing doesn't say who you are, it's time to change what you're doing before it changes who you are. So if your thinking is getting you into a place where you feel locked up, then you've got to do something different. And we're glad you joined us today because we're going to help you change your future.
So stay tuned and we're going to be right back.
Playing catch, basketball, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. These are all normal things on the outside, but many times are missed in a visitation setting. TYRO Dads brings the same fun experience to the inside through Family Days. As a TYRO Dad, you have the opportunity to participate in this fantastic event. Family Day is designed to allow fathers and families to engage with each other through activities designed to stimulate communication, learning, and play. Family Days will not only be a highlight for you, but for your children as well. The Ridge Project has strategically developed Family Day as an opportunity to help you connect with your child throughout your separation and help both of you develop skills to continue building your relationship when you return home.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tijerina.
And I'm Cathy Tijerina.
And thanks for joining us today. Today we're talking about what's stopping you from reaching your highest potential.
What is stopping you, right? We all have something that when we see it, we stop. It stops us and holds us dead in our tracks. If we don't know, if we don't have enough self-awareness to understand that, wow, when I encounter this resistance, it causes me to freeze, then we will never achieve our greatest potential, and we will never be able to lead our children well and courageously. Ron, you said that word earlier, and it just sparked something in me. That's exactly what it is. If you're gonna stop letting things stop you, you have got to be courageous.
You know, being courageous means looking in the mirror and really identifying the things that are stopping you from taking that leap of faith.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And when you take that leap of faith and you tell yourself, you know what, I don't care what nobody says about me. I don't care what they think about me. I'm going to do it because I have a dream. I have a desire. I have an ambition. I have a goal, and I'm going to achieve it, even if they tell me I can't. So a lot of the times that what happens to us, we let others dictate to us what we can and can't do. And why is this important to overcome? Because dads, I want to talk to you particularly tonight, right now, where you're sitting at, you have people looking up to you. We have our children watching us to see how we handle certain situations when we're confronted with the reality of our past mistakes, of our past failures. How do we overcome them without falling short?
So when resistance comes, do you continue on the path, or do you deviate and take the path of the least resistance, which actually ends you up somewhere you don't even want to go? See, it's really, really important to understand that you have things in your life that when you encounter that they cause you to pause and stop, right? You have to understand and identify what those things are. So becoming more self-aware. Okay, wow, this fear of this fear of that, that's stopping me from doing what I want to do. And you've got to create a plan, because otherwise you're teaching your children that it's okay to let other people put limits on you. It's okay to take a step back because somebody else is taking a step forward, instead of standing firm on what you believe. And if you want to actually instill in your children the greatest potential to be leaders and to lead well and to grow up as healthy, happy adults, you have to teach them that resistance is going to come, but actually resistance is your friend, because it helps you develop the resiliency you need.
You know, when we talk about this, when I hear Cathy saying this, I think about the family legacy that we all are talking about building here. You know, when we're looking at the why factor, why is this important? When you can identify the things that are holding you back and that you can overcome them, this will open up another realm of existence for you, where you'll be able to recognize opportunities that have always been there. But you no longer are going to let fear stop you from manifesting or walking into this opportunity, to this great potential that you have to create a legacy that will outlast you, right? Because what you get to do today is you get to become a trailblazer for your family. Because I guarantee you, Dad, if you're not the first one in your family legacy before you who had opportunities to do something, but they let fear stop them from starting their own business, from starting their own company, from starting a dream in their life, because they let somebody outside or something inside stop them from reaching their greatest potential, because they lacked one thing: the courage to do something they had never done before.
And the greatest gift that you can give to your children is the courage to develop resiliency. And so if we don't do that, if we constantly back up, if we constantly retreat, if we are constantly letting outside factors, including our own imagination, stop us, then we're teaching our kids it's okay to give up. It's okay to not live up to your potential. It's okay to not pursue your dreams. And we are doing our children a disservice.
You know, courage is not the denial that fear is there.
Oh, heck no.
Courage is knowing that fear is there, but you raise up above the fear and you manifest courage and you step out into it and you overcome your own mind battles. You overcome your own insecurities that you have, because guess what? Doing something you've never done before, doing something that is not accustomed to you is scary and it's challenging, but that's what we're about. You know what? We are built as tyros, a novice, apprentice, someone learning something new, a warrior. We're willing to put our neck out, right? To create something better for those who are coming behind us. That's what we're talking about. But what's stopping you, Dad? What's stopping you, family, from achieving your greatest potential? And if you look in the mirror, guess what you're going to see? You.
And if you constantly let things stop you, if you come up against that and you just give up, you are miserable. You are miserable because inside of you, you dislike yourself because you think, why are you so weak? Why don't you just do it? Why are you always avoiding it? And then you become more and more dissatisfied with who you are. And I'm going to tell you right now, I would much rather you be in opposition to what I'm doing than me be in opposition to myself. Because I don't have to live with you 24/7. I live with me 24/7. And so the same holds true for you. You don't want to be in that constant, I should have, would have, I wish I could have, should have, would have state. What you want to be in is, you know what? I gave it my best shot. And I learned a lot. Maybe I didn't get the goal that I anticipated getting, but look at the valuable experience that you have now. And that will fuel your courage for the next time.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about how to activate some key principles on to overcome whatever's holding you back. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Dear son, it's been hard these last few years, watching you grow up without me in the picture. Never taking the time to find out how you were or what was going on in your life. You're just a boy, I thought. You don't need me. I didn't need my dad. He was never around, I told myself. But I was wrong, son. I'm supposed to be a grown man. I was selfish. I was stupid. I was thinking of me, not you. If I could go back, son, and change things, I would. It's taken me all this time being selfish to finally grow up and realize I need to be a responsible man. That's what I finally learned, not from prison, but the TYRO program. It's all about becoming a better, stronger man. Wish I would have gotten it sooner. Everything looks different to me now. I'm a changed person. I know I need to be there for you now. It's not about me anymore. It's not about being cool. It's not about who I run with. It's about mom. It's about you. It's about being a better man, learning something new in my life. It's about being a TYRO, a man worth following. I'm your dad. You're my son, and I love you. I am a TYRO. I'm a TYRO. Dad.
If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO or just want to know more, contact your local Ridge Project facilitator or your caseworker.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tijerina.
And I'm Cathy Tijerina.
And today we're talking about what's holding you back. What's stopping you from reaching your greatest potential?
What happens when you see an obstacle in front of you or a challenge? Why do you stop achieving? Why do you stop moving forward? What is it that's causing you to take a step back instead of 2 steps forward? So we talked about why it's important. Now we're going to talk to you about how do you do it? How do you put this into practice?
How do you overcome your own anxieties? How do you overcome your own insignificant attitude about yourself? How do you overcome the mind battles you have that because everybody's watching you? And if you fail, oh my gosh.
Man.
You know what? The greatest people in the world, guess what? They failed.
Lots of times. That's how they learn to become the greatest people. So the number one thing we're going to have you do, now write this down, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper. We're going to have you do a proclamation of affirmation. Say that again.
Ooh,
A
proclamation of affirmation.
Every single day. What is that?
And that's really you identifying who you are, right? It's really important that you speak positive confessions about who? About yourself. You know what? Don't wait for somebody else to come and pat you on the back. Start talking about you. For example, number one for me is I will do what I say I would do.
Ooh-wee.
Right? And people want to know that they can take you at your word. People want to know, and you can that'd be number 2, right? I can be taken at my word.
Number 3, I'm loyal, I'm trustworthy, I'm honorable, I'm punctual. So go through and list your greatest attributes. And every day, so hopefully this list will continue to grow, but every day you're going to spend 3 to 5 minutes look in yourself in the mirror, and you're going to make a proclamation of affirmation. Because
About
that
yourself.
begins to change the way that you see yourselves and your opportunity to do something different.
That's good stuff. Number 2, right? When we talk about putting yourself in the right position, the right attitude, the right frame of mind, we're going to also empower you to physically start disciplining yourself with the power pose.
Now, this seems really silly, right? And there is some controversy around it, but you know what? I do it and it helps me.
I do it and it helps me.
When Ron was in prison and I would feel like, you know what, I have to go meet these people and I already know what they think of me as an inmate's wife, as a prisoner, or I don't know what's wife. And I thought, you know what, I need to overcome that stigma that they're trying to put on me. And I need to walk in with confidence in knowing who I am. So I would spend some time before I would even get in the car and I would just be like, okay, shoulders back, heads up, hands on my hip. All right,
Power
I can
pose.
do this, right?
And so you would look in the mirror, and you should be able to do this for 2 minutes. Now, 2 minutes is a long time if you've never done this before.
Right.
So really practice this. Start with 30 seconds. Do a power pose, flex, do something that puts you in a place of mind like you're the superhero. You're a Superman or a superwoman, right?
Yep.
Super dad, come on.
Yeah,
And
nothing intimidates you, right? This world is waiting for you to take your rightful place. And once we take on that, and I love that, putting yourself in the position. So first, you're going to do your proclamation of affirmation, which is going to reset your mind and how you see yourself. The next thing that you're going to do is that you're going to do a power pose. You're going to say, you know what? I have this. And part of that is self-talk. Like and for me, I think actually what it does is it unsquishes my diaphragm so that I can actually breathe deeper and get more oxygen into my brain. When you feed your brain, you think more clearly.
And the last one, we put everything we're talking about in action. Now, you've already done some action steps, right, with the proclamation of affirmations and now with the power pose. But also the number 3 would be really putting it into practice.
That means you're going to identify something that, you know what, this thing has been really weighing on me. Maybe it's a bill collector that you're avoiding. Maybe it's your mother-in-law or father-in-law that you're avoiding. Maybe it's a school of
Maybe it's your parole officer.
Whatever it is, right, that you've been avoiding, and it's stopping you from reconciliation and healthy relationship. It's stopping you from achieving your dream. It's stopping you from feeling like you're contributing to your children. Whatever it is, identify one thing, one kind of simple thing, and then give yourself a deadline that, you know what, I am going to address this thing, or I'm going to put action into this thing, and I say within 48 hours. Now, we've worked with some people that it took them longer than that to build up the courage. But don't do it in more than 30 days. It's got to be less than 30 days. So I'm going to say within 48 hours, you're going to step out and you're going to put it into practice. So that's the 3 Ps.
You know, one of the things to go with that when you put it into practice, when you look in the mirror, you got to be really honest with yourself because maybe you are your worst enemy. So you want to flip that side of the coin and you want to become your best friend. So you got to start treating yourself like your best friend. Because a lot of times the people we work with, they will, like we said earlier, they'll block their own 3-point. Or in other words, they'll say something negative about themselves and they laugh. Mm-hmm. It's like a joke to them. Maybe you know people like that. Maybe you've done it. We've done it all where when we were skittish about something and we'll say something derogatory or negative about ourselves. Mm-hmm. Right? So that we can feel better about ourselves or not let nobody in or let nobody know that, you know what, I'm insecure in this area of my life. Right?
Or another avoidance technique is maybe you've stood there and you watch somebody else saying something and you're thinking to yourself, I know the solution to this. I know, but they're not going to hear me because he or she has such a loud voice, there's no point in me talking. You know, that's your own fear. That's your own self-doubt that's stopping you and keeping you from contributing to developing a solution that could be a best fit. So we want to encourage you to practice those 3 Ps, which are proclamation of affirmation, the power pose, and then put it into practice. So we're going to take a short break.
And when we come back, we're going to wrap all this up for you. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back.
TYRO Dads will help you to see who you really are on the inside by coming to terms with your past, present, and future. You will begin to move forward by using your time on the inside to transform yourself. We know you're not the only one serving time. Your family is too. Overcoming the issues that existed prior to and during incarceration are often more than what many families can survive. TYRO Dads has a unique method of reaching and healing families based on Ron and Catherine Tijerina's own personal experiences. TYRO Dads works exclusively with incarcerated fathers who have minor children. The program lasts for 10 weeks and focuses on intensive character development. You'll be taught to take responsibility for your actions, to own it. You'll be prepared to overcome the obstacles of incarceration and transition back into your home and community, both successfully and permanently. Upon successful completion of this program, you will earn the title of TYRO, which means a warrior, someone learning something new. You will be one of the honored, a man worth following. If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO, or you want to know more, contact your local project facilitator or your institution staff.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tijerina.
And I'm Cathy Tijerina.
Man, has this been a great episode, Cass. You know, as we think about helping people, this has really helped me to remind me that, you know what, sometimes I can be my worst enemy. Sometimes I can block my own 3-point. Sometimes I'm insecure. Sometimes I move in unbelief. And I need to be reminded, and I thank you because you're one of my biggest cheerleaders, right? To tell me I can do it. Right? So we all need that in our lives. We need somebody to come and tell us, you can do it. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't listen to what they're saying. Let the haters be the haters. You go get it done.
Right. Because mostly what's stopping you, nobody has the power to stop you from achieving your dreams but you. Nobody. And so if you let the naysayers in your life, which I promise you are a very small proportion, small percentage of people, if you let them dictate who you are and who you can be, then you're going to be stuck, miserable and unfulfilled for the rest of your life. And you're going to teach your children that other people's dreams, desires, and their input matters more than your individual feelings.
You know, as you discover who you are, if you discover your identity and your strengths that you have by doing these proclamation of affirmations, and you begin to really rise up to the potential that has always been waiting for you. You know, there's things in your life that you might have regrets about because the opportunities passed you by. But I guarantee you, when you begin to really wake up to who you are, the power that you possess, the opportunities will not only manifest themselves, but you will recognize them for what they are, and you'll be able to discern between an opportunity and an assignment. And when you qualify the assignments in your life, you will move in such confidence that you know no one or anything can stop you from achieving your greatest potential.
So we are so grateful that you joined us today, and we hope that as you've listened to this, you've been able to think about, wow, I am letting stupid stuff stop me. Stop it, right? Start looking at your future with opportunity, with thinking, you know what? I am more than capable. I am more than a conqueror. I can overcome anything in front of me because I know that I have an assignment, which is my mission, my purpose, my passion to lead well in my home, my community, and my workplace. Your children are watching you for cues to who they should be, how they should live, and what their legacy is.
You know, when you start to do this, and this is really exciting stuff, you begin to become an influencer. And the power of being an influencer is this: what somebody does tomorrow, Dad, because of what you do today. And we're talking about creating a powerful legacy for a family. But you got to do the first thing. You got to start confessing something positive about you. I am loyal. I am a protector. I am trustworthy. This is the things you say about yourself. And as you continually repeat them, practice makes what?
Permanent.
You begin to walk those words. You begin to live that book because you are the book.
So we want to thank you for joining us today, and we hope that you're going to put these things in practice. And so until next time,
always remember that we are rooting for you.